Hi, everybody. Welcome to School of Scarlett. Today, I have another intuitive message to share with you. So, today, I decided to film today's message here in my garden because I have something to share with you around it. So, behind me are some really tall sunflowers that have been waiting to bloom. And they began to bloom just yesterday. I took a picture of them, and I'm going to go ahead and insert it here because it's probably kind of difficult to see what the actual sunflower looks like. You might see it peeking through here and there, but the sunflower is half opened and half still closed. So today's message is for you if you are feeling like you are in between timelines, like you still have your foot in the old world and you're moving into the new world and you're kind of in this limbo stage in between. Maybe you've begun your new, business, but you're still working at your old job, or you're in a relationship that you're getting out of, but you're still thinking about that person, or whatever it happens to be, you're somehow in between still. You're waiting on to see where your abundance is, but you feel that you have it coming in. You can feel totally in line with your new timeline, but you're still somehow in your old life. And I want you to know that that is completely natural. And today's message came through to really confirm that to you. So as I'm sitting here now, I'm really like calling in all of the energy, really grounding in this garden as these messages are starting to come through. So you might find yourself, like I said, in some sort of situation where you're transitioning. And I want you to see it sort of like I'm seeing a new home, or I'm seeing someone moving into a new city or a new place where they're going to live. And they've maybe put their house up for sale, and maybe it's even sold, or maybe they've even bought another house, but still they have to be in their old house while they're packing up everything that's in that old house to go move to that new house. So there's this transition period where we're still in the old house, we're still living that old life, but we know for a fact that we have our new life right here. We can see that we've bought that house. We can see that, we're moving, that we've gotten our plane tickets, that, we have the moving truck coming. We know for a fact we're moving, but we're still in that old house. So we're still experiencing some of that old life. So you might find yourself here today in that situation. And that's totally natural because one of the ways that everything here is manifested into the physical is through our mind. And when our mind aligns to what we want, that new timeline, it begins to work. And everything starts in the mind and then comes out in the physical. But it takes some time, just like moving takes some time, and there's a transitionary period there. So I want you to know that when I saw that these sunflowers here behind me had, sprouted up into these like green shoots that they were, I knew in my heart that they would one day be sunflowers. I had no doubt in my mind that I was going to be growing sunflowers and that one day I would see a beautiful yellow big sunflower in my garden. And even now, when that sunflower has now began to bloom, half of it is bloomed and half of it is closed. But I have no doubt that it is going to totally bloom and be a full sunflower. So the proof is there. So just know that you are moving into your new timeline. And in your new timeline, you have proof that it's happening. You really do. Even if you have it energetically, you can feel it. You can know it that it's happening. Even if you can't feel it, even if you can't know it, as long as it is in your mind and your focus and your flow is on your new timeline, have no doubt that it's going to manifest, that it's going to happen for you. So that's what this message is really confirming. I'm also seeing here some people that have maybe let go of relationships, and maybe you were in a toxic relationship, and maybe a relationship that just no longer served you, however you want to see it, and you've moved away from it. You've maybe even broken up with that person. You maybe have even gotten a divorce from that person. But you're finding yourself in a space right now where you're still thinking about that person, whether you're dreaming about them at night, or maybe you're scrolling on social media and you're seeing them, seeing pictures of them. You're still checking up on things as if you're still together in some sort of way, and you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling like you're still in your old life, you're feeling that old energy, I want you to know that that is just falling away. And sometimes we go backwards to deepen into the new thing that is happening. So have no fear and do not shame yourself. Do not think that this is you going backwards. It's really you just going forwards, but there is that limbo period in anything that we transition through. So you might find yourself, like I say, in a job situation where you no longer resonate with that job. You don't want to work at that place anymore because it doesn't resonate with you. And maybe you've begun working at a new place, you have a new business, maybe you have a new job lined up, but you still got to put in your 2 weeks notice where you work now, or you have to finish a project there before you can move forward, or you have a goal of saving up a certain amount of money there before you transition. And so you still have to go into that job. You still have to clock in there. You still have to do all of the motions. And it's feeling a little bit off because your mind is already on this new timeline, but you're still having to go through the motions of your old job. And so it can be kind of confusing to your soul that is already ready right here and now. It's in the non physical, so it can transition like that. But our physical self, our body, and everything we see around us takes a little bit of time to transition, to manifest and move from one thing to another. We can all agree that we've never seen, just something pop up out of nowhere. There is a transition in everything, just as if there is a transition in the sunflower. I can't just plant the seed overnight and say tomorrow it's going to be a 7 foot tall sunflower and be bloomed. It won't happen that way. There is some time that has to pass for that to happen, but there is no doubt that it's going to happen. The physical just works a little bit slower than everything in the non physical. So I want you to know here that you might be going through a transition where whatever it happens to be, where you're still living that old life. And I want you to know that you are supported. Have faith. You can move forward. You are going to be okay in your transition into whatever is happening next. But we don't have to, rush or shame ourselves into that we are not living that life right this second. So long as you have the feelings around it and you have your mind and your flow on it, you are moving towards that direction regardless. So that's what this message is really about. It's a lot about trusting. And if you're having trouble trusting, because I know that I used to have trouble trusting, I wouldn't necessarily trust something and I was more of a doer. I would think it's not happening. So let me go take this other job and just do that because it's not happening right away. Or, I would doubt myself and then go backwards into something else where I was really going in a situation that didn't serve me. And I didn't have my flow in that new space. I had my flow still flowing in my other space because I didn't have any trust. So I would essentially just go in circles. And I know that many of us do that. So if you're doing that here today, if you're still having, some issues trusting your intuition, trusting the flow of life, the abundance that's coming for you, if you still have, some trust issues that that's going to happen for you. You don't feel worthy of it or whatever it happens to be. I want you to know that I am here to support you and I am putting out a 4 week coaching program right now, which is kind of rare for me. I really don't do a lot of coaching one on one like this, but I have a little bit of time here in the summer and I decided to go ahead and take some people in for this. And I know that the spaces are already filling up quickly. So if this is speaking to you, I encourage you to simply email me at schoolofscarlett@gmail.com. It is an amazing price. You're not going to get this one-on-one kind of coaching offer really ever again. So if you are interested in this, go ahead and move forward in it. It's a process of really aligning to your intuition and really working together on this trust. The trust is huge. If we can't trust that our new timeline is here, it's really going to be hard for us to move into it, right? We're never really going to have to be able to, move forward in it. I'm seeing like a doorway here. To move through a door, it doesn't matter what door, any door. We always have to move, from one side of the door to the other. We have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the doorway. That's just how it is. There's no other way to move through a door, really. So you're going to be in that stage, but do you trust that you can go through that door? Will you be able to move through that door? Are you scared of what's on the other side? Or are you doubting that you can do it? So there's always that step that we have to take. And are you ready to take it? So that's what I'm seeing here. I'm also seeing here like it's going to be natural. I'm also seeing here like a butterfly, like a cocoon, that, just like the cocoon stage, you're kind of in this stage Don't worry. It's naturally going to happen that you're going to break out of that cocoon and become a beautiful butterfly. It's happening for you. So really have no doubt in that. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm also seeing suddenly something around grief. Um, I'm seeing something like maybe some of you are dealing with grief. Maybe someone has passed away, someone has passed on, or someone has left your life in some sort of way. And you have been in this kind of grieving stage for quite a while, and you've been grieving this and you've been in this old timeline of grieving it, which is completely natural, but you're starting to have a bit of excitement, a little bit of newness, thinking, what is new for me, what will happen next for me? And so you're kind of leaving the grieving behind, but in some sort of ways you're kind of feeling guilty that you're feeling so excited because you're still sort of grieving. So that process is natural as well. You are moving forward into the newness of what's going to be happening in your life. So let it just happen naturally. You don't have to force it. You just have to keep your attention on the new timeline that is manifesting for you. Where your heart goes, attention flows. So go ahead and go where that feels right for you. And suddenly you will transition out of the grief and into your new life. And you would have done it in a healthy, natural way. We're not trying to bypass anything. We're not trying to do anything out of the ordinary, but we are trying to move with our heart, and we are trying to be authentic to our true desires and our true needs and wants and everything, because this world is magical and it's ready to give you exactly what you want. So I hope that this message resonated with you. If it did, give me a thumbs up. If it didn't resonate with you, leave it behind, or take what did resonate and leave the rest behind. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. If you are new here, I hope that you will subscribe. I hope that you will return. And if you've been watching my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Hit that notification bell. It really helps me out, helps out my channel, and I truly appreciate it. I love you all, and I will catch you on our next video.